Okay, I want to officially welcome everyone who's connected to today's AMA section. From whenever you connected and from whichever part of the world you are connected, I want to say a big welcome to you guys. We are having an AMA session with Insert Stocks.
Actually, it's insert Stonks. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Can you
Okay,
also can you unmute Stan, please? Because he had to change his network.
I think. I see that now. Stan, I think I just allowed you to speak. So, can you hear me, Stan? Can you unmute yourself now? You can.
Yeah, I can hear you very well.
Welcome, Stan. So as I was saying, guys, the Inside Stonks is actually a user-friendly platform, a P2E gaming platform, and we have the CEO, which is I don't know how to pronounce the name. Zemek here with us.
It's Przemek.
Shamek. Okay, we have Shamek here with us, which is the CEO of Inside Stonks, and we have Stan as well, which is also part of the founding team. And they are going to be we're going to be asking some questions, and so we're looking forward to an insightful discussion with them. And if you are having questions as well, because I believe a good number of us have actually gone through their website, gone through their pitch deck as well to know what they're about, and I know a good number of us are itching with questions that we have for them. And meanwhile, if you are yet to hop on their Discord, the link is on the channel, so make sure you are on their Discord as well. So Shemek and Stan, I would like you guys to give us a brief overview of what your platform is, what you guys are building. Tell us about your platform, what you guys are building. Give it a summary, an intro.
Okay, cool. So what we are focusing on is we are building a monetization engine for game developers that's based also on Web3 technology, along with a corresponding platform for them to publish their works and share it with a large audience of gamers and also retail investors. So in short, what we are doing is, if you could imagine, if you'd implement Steam and eToro plus a version, let's say, of Unity on our Unreal Engine that focuses on in-game assets and monetization, this is what we are doing.
Wow, that's quite ambiguous and that's quite amazing. This means you have two major target audience, which includes both the gamers and the gaming developers. Am I right?
Correct. And we are doing that through a series of high-profile partnerships in the gaming market. But as I mentioned, we are also focusing heavily on retail investors. You know, me being a game designer and also in the movie business for many years, I've learned that I'd love to have access to invest in projects, especially projects that can have very high profiles in the future at an early stage. Whereas in the world of games, it's not possible yet. The only thing you can do is crowdfund. And now imagine a situation where you can actually raise money from retail investors as a game developer. It's a complete game changer. So we're actually focusing, as mentioned, on all of those things. And we are a very long-term project with a high outlook on the market, heavily focusing on partnerships in the gaming sector. But we will get to the partnerships later. Maybe from the financial section, Stan can say a few words, as he is our CFO.
Amazing.
Yeah, so it's pretty interesting how I ended up here. So I mean, few years ago, I just wanted to go fully digital. So I went to e-commerce and crypto, and to be fully transparent, I was never a big fan of the NFTs and of the whole market of the NFTs, because I didn't see from financial standpoint any value standing behind them, because the only value that they create is what people believe that they will grow to, right? But then I was closely watching later in markets, and I saw that there's so many things wrong with all the games that are on the market, because they're basically clicker economies, they're gamified financial instruments. But I found that it's possible to make an NFT that has some utility, and the great way to give some NFT some utility is through a game, for example, right? So we know many games where you use items, buy skins, and you would love to sell these items. You would love to have a free market for this, right? So I was long-term investor, building my own models, minding my own business, but we started working together with Przemek. He was in the project before me, and I loved the idea, and I loved the concept that we can attach something tangible to the in-game assets in many different ways that blockchain enables us to do so. And and I started working, creating tokenomics for the project, creating economic model for our game, and generally focusing on finding the way to monetize games and to create the in-game economy that is really sustainable, that is not just a pump and dump or a simple rug pull, or that you make a pre-sale, then you basically give some of the money from the pre-sale and the token goes to zero and somebody is left behind. So basically, this is what we are focusing on, to really create a monetization model for games that is really sustainable, that the games are truly fun and entertaining, not only clicking images. And that is our biggest goal when it comes to the financial point of view, right? That to create and also to empower the game developers to do so, because we think that many great games will be visible and will come to the light if they will get a chance, basically.
That's quite incredible. I believe the gaming aspect, the P2E aspect, is actually going to be a major tool to drive adoption and massive traction into Web3 and onboard the masses who are non-crypto, bringing them into the crypto world, bringing them into the Web3 space. I believe gaming has a lot of play and a lot to play in that aspect. And right now, in this year 2022, we have a lot of gaming platforms actually coming, various kind of platforms actually coming. And where my question goes now, it's where do we guys see the future gaming in 2022? And how does Stonks play? What role does Stonks gonna play in that future?
Well, in my opinion, if you take a look around the market right now, even Netflix has become a gaming platform. Stan, can you mute yourself, please?
Me?
Yeah, you. There's so much noise. Thank you.
But can you clear me very good, because maybe the microphone is not coming from my headphones. Do you hear me well, or
it's like from the submarine? Like from a submarine.
Okay, wait. So I'll change.
Okay. Point being, if you take a look at the market right now, you see that even Netflix has become a gaming platform. There is this guy called Matthew Ball. He's the CEO and founder of Makers Fund. Makers Fund is the largest VC venture capital fund that invests in gaming. And he said a very nice thing that, back in 2020, every company was a tech company, but by 2027, every company will be a gaming company. And there's a lot of truth in those words. So what we feel is going to happen is that play to earn, but not in its current state, is going to be, as you mentioned, the key factor in the adoption of blockchain technology and new decentralized monetization methods, ownership of assets, liquidity of assets that you can earn in game. All those things, they are very new. But as Stan mentioned, the huge focus is on a viable, sustainable economic model. Because as a player, you need to be able to generate value for the community that is based around your game. And in order to help facilitate that towards game developers or the game owners, we are focusing our work on data collection, data aggregation, and all the statistical models. So every game that connects to our platform, every game that decides to use our technology will be feeding us data in real time as to what's going on there, how the economy is behaving, and what the flow of money looks like. And thanks to that data, we will be able to quickly see what works and what doesn't, and then propose more viable solutions to the developers that are already with us, and then also to the ones that are going to come. And thus, we are generating a, so to speak, snowball effect of mass adoption when it comes at least to monetization in games. So this is my opinion, but how about you, Stan? What do you think?
My first question is it better now with my microphone?
No, you still sound like shit.
Wow, that's crazy. Wait. Is it better now?
Yeah, now it's a bit
or
better.
Not?
It's a bit better.
We could manage. We could hear you.
But now it's worse?
We could hear
Stan,
you. We could go ahead.
It's okay. Just go on.
Yeah. Okay. So where we see our impact and in general. So I'm also a gamer, and I know many people from the gamer perspective that would really love to, have something from all of this entertainment that they're going through, right? So first of all, I 100% agree with what you said, that the gaming will have its own, impact on the mass adoption, because we are aiming on that as well. We are, although it might look like this, but we are not focusing on onboarding only, crypto gamers. We are really highly focusing on onboarding normal gamers onto our platform to use our games that use our technology. This is from the gamer perspective, and I think that gamers will absolutely love it, because most of the games are just lacking a free market for the items and for the whole economy. When it comes to the game developers, it's really rough world to live in for them when it comes to launching games, fundraising for the development of the game, and we aim to change that as well. And this is where I see also Insert Stonks having huge impact, is that basically game developers will get another way to find funds to be able to develop what they have in mind, right? Because right now they get really shitty offers from the gaming studios. I think about this, Przemek can say a bit more. And using our platform and people that are there, there will be a lot of retail investors, because it will be the first place in the world where you can actually invest in a small gaming studio on the very early stage. They will be able to publish their plans, publish their deck, their documentation, and everything. And we will change that forever. And by changing world for the game developers, we will change the world for the gamers and for retail investors as well, right? So I think that the biggest impact that Stonk Engine and Insert Stonks in general will have is that it will empower game developers to build what they wanted to, right? And that's it. And I think that a lot of great games will be there on the market that would never come to the light if there were no Insert Stonks.
Yeah. The one of the amazing part of your answer is the aspect of your target audience not being just crypto gamers but normal gamers, because most gaming platforms are just targeting crypto gamers, but a target of normal gamers is actually what is going to gain like much more traction. Like that's an amazing one right there.
It's not an idea, it's a necessity. If you want to drive mass adoption, you have to target the larger audience, and in order for them to trust the model, it has to be super simple and transparent. And this is our focus. This is what we want our technology to be.
Awesome.
I think very significant, very important would be to Przemek, because I didn't know that earlier, is how the market looks right now for the game developers, for the small ones that are trying to launch the game. Maybe you could say a few words about it, because this is what actually we were going to change. And you know it because you tried on your own, right?
Oh, well, I was trying many things in life, failed at some, succeeded at others. Well, yeah, the story, maybe not the origin story, but the whole thing around indie games right now is that if you want to publish your game, there is only one place for you to go, namely Steam. And Steam has become so super centralized with advertising budgets needed in order to have your game even seen on the platform. So the thing is that if you want to create a game as an indie developer, what do? You look for a publisher or you look for a development studio to help you fund the work. And usually the deal the guys give you, at least, the ones that we approached a few years back, were mostly, fine, we take away your copyrights, we give you a budget to bring your game to a demo, and then only if you catch those 10,000 wish lists on Steam or something, do we decide to publish this thing, to fund the further production, actually. And there is a shitload wrong with this model, because also the revenue share that they're giving is between 10 to 30% if they're generous. So as a game developer, without assets, without money, you're screwed. You can, grind for 10 years, make the best game possible, but you've already missed your target market by 5, because, fads change very quickly. And so what we aim to do is to give exposure to those great ideas, to those great people who want to make games, and give them exposure to retail investments. So that, you, for example, as a retail investor, let's say you're not a millionaire. And, but you want to have exposure, right? You want to invest in the next Call of Duty, or let's say even in the next Pac-Man or Flappy Bird. And, so why the hell not? Such a product is needed. There is a need on the market for what we are doing. And this is also what our huge and very prestigious team of advisors saw when they were joining the project. And so now we are in a process of heavy building, heavy production. We haven't launched any coin or token yet, not because of, sorry, my throat.
Sorry about that.
Not because of the market conditions, but because of the fact that we don't want to create a pump and dump token again, like all the other games did, like Stan said. So we are focusing on, product first, asset later. The token needs to have utility. This is what we believe. And in order for it to have utility, there needs to be a corresponding product that's using it. So once the product is developed, we will then launch the token, and we are already planning to have quite a few games on board, so that when you enter the ecosystem, you can immediately stay hooked. You don't just watch a chart. Actually, the chart shouldn't matter to you.
Yeah. Sweet. So we have a couple of persons here who are itching to drop some questions down here, you guys. I think I'm going to be unmuting 1 or 2 persons to shoot their questions at you guys. So we have Peter. Peter, I'm allowing you to speak now, so you can ask your question.
All right. Hello, everyone. I have a couple of questions. My first question is this: is the game going to be web-based, or is there going to be an app? My second question is this: so while going through your Twitter, I saw something like the game is going to require some skills. So what are these skills, and what's the requirements for us to play the game? Are we going to have to hold a number of tokens, or what's the requirements?
Okay, I see you're talking about Road to Moon, and this is our, we didn't actually mention that here in the AMA, but this is our flagship game. that we are making as part of our offering. This is thanks to this game. We want to, show people how it's done, how to use our tech, what sort of economic possibilities there are. So I will take on the skill aspect of the question, whereas I will let Stan speak of any of the financials that you've asked for. So in terms of skill aspect, this is a hyper casual racing game. So it is you against the highway. You drive upstream on the highway of shorts. You have to avoid oncoming cars. You have to get Doge and the Stonker as far away from the SEC as possible. And this is the skill. You have to time your reaction. I don't know how many of you guys remember games like Lotus or, I don't know, maybe Need for Speed in its early days. So this is the type of racing game. You will have to race. You will have to race, use your keyboard. And first of all, the early access of the game is going to be web-based and WebGL. The game is going to be playable on our alpha version of the platform in our hot wallet system. And what else? Later by mid Q2 2023, we are going to release a full playable version, which will be free to play and both have play to earn aspects to whoever wants to actually invest and have some fun. But Stan, if you could please answer the part of the questions about the tokens you need for the game, I'd be grateful.
I think the question was if the tokens are part of something that is required to play the game. So absolutely not. This is going to be our flagship game, so our main focus is to basically make sure that this game is not even close to any other, play to earn pump and dumps. We just want to make closed, self-sustainable economy. Thanks to the fact that the players will be playing the game, they will be competing against each other, they will be, buying some in-game items to have fun, to have more fun, to skill or to be better at the game, right? So the whole plan in a shortcut, because if you want to learn more, you can go to roadtomoon.io and there is a white paper explaining the whole economy, is that we are opening the game with two main reserves, which is mining reserve and community reserve. And we are aiming to use these reserves only at the beginning. And our biggest goal at the beginning is to create such traffic in the game to burn all those reserves, to make sure that there is no inflation of the token ever again, and no new tokens are going into the circulation. But it's a closed economy, and what we will be doing is that all the fees that will be taken from the game, from the NFTs, from the lands, from the tokens, from the bets, and everything, it will be getting back to the players, right? So it's not a system where we take money and we give back tokens from the pool, creating inflation, but we will be getting some revenue that we will be basically giving back to the players and to the people that own items and do multiple different tasks in the game, right? So and thanks to that, we believe that if the game, I believe that 100%, that if the game will be really fun to play and will be entertaining, then it will just stay forever, because if the token doesn't drop like 99% like most of the other tokens, then we're good, basically. And this is our goal. We want it to stay forever, and we're aiming to open the second part of the game up in like about half a year after opening the first version, right? So we're definitely here for long term, and this game will show a multiple possibilities that Stonk Engine brings to the people.
Awesome. Damien, I just unmuted you. I think you can ask your question.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Okay, so my question is, and from what you said about the fact that from the very onset they won't be using the tokens and all of that stuff. My question is actually based on game developers. Would there be opportunities for them, like in the ecosystem, when they create their games to use on the platform? Would they be able to create a token for their own games that might be traded alongside the Stonks token? to give their own tokens value also, since it's an ecosystem?
Yes.
That's a very good question. They will be able to do that, and not only that, they will also be able to create, more of database tokens in order to even test their economies on their players. So without having the risk of going liquid. So yes, all those possibilities will be available for people.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, I'm unmuting Ogechuku Miriam. I think I just unmuted you. You can ask your question. And
Can you hear me?
yeah, your sound is low, your voice is low.
I want to ask, is this project live yet?
No, we're still in production. We're going live in Stan. How many weeks?
Sorry, but are you asking about the game or about the Stonk engine?
I think she's asking about like the project itself, that Stonk engine.
Okay,
And
so
also the game.
We're going into early access phase, into alpha in a couple of months. But first, we're going to be launching early access to our game to showcase the possibilities of the technology with the limited features we produce to date.
Yes, and the plan for that is that within a few weeks, about 2 weeks, we're opening the NFT presale, and this is just something that will help us improve the game. So we're opening the presale. The presale will be open to the public. And along this, we'll be just still working on the game, and everyone who holds the NFT will be able to join the early access of the game and give us feedback, compete with other players, test some features, etc. So the earliest thing that will be available in about 1.5 months, which will be early access to the game.
Cool. So, Emmanuel, I think you can ask a question. I just allowed you to speak, Emmanuel. I unmuted you.
Okay. Good evening, guys. I'm Emmanuel. Well, my question is this. Regarding the game, is it available on mobiles or just on the desktop and a personal computer? Secondly,
I think someone asked you, the first question you just asked, someone has actually asked that previously. So probably in the recording, you're going to be able to listen to that. But go ahead to your second question, please.
Okay, secondly, regarding the NFTs, has it been listed on any NFT marketplace? Any marketplace on NFT on the NFT has it been listed? So, and lastly, your game doesn't have a feature whereby gamers can chat. I've played some games and gamers were able to chat on the game, talk, communicate with each other and the rest. So does your game have such features? Thank you.
So first part of the question about listing NFTs. So right now we are in the process of giving away whitelist passes to the NFT presale. So basically, the presale will be eventually open to the public, but if you want to be 100% sure that you will be able to buy an NFT, then you can get a whitelist pass. You can get it in the multiple ways. You can win it on our Discord. There are a lot of different competitions, and also today we'll be giving free whitelists to the lucky winners from the crowd. And you asked if there's anything listed anywhere, so you can go to the Magic Eden, because we are a Solana-based token, Solana-based project when it comes to the game. And there you can find a market where you can buy these whitelist passes that enable you to that gives you certainty that you will buy the NFT. And whenever the NFTs will be sold, we'll add the whole collection to Magic Eden, and there you will be able to trade them. And when it comes to the second part of the question, I don't think I understood this part. I don't know, Przemek, did you understand, or maybe Emmanuel, could you repeat?
I think he was actually referring to an in-game chat option. Is there an in-game chat option for the game?
So for the early access, we didn't plan on that. But this is something we were actually looking into doing in the full version of the game that will be launched months from now.
Cool. Okay, I think we should take one more question. Brian, I think you're up next. You could.
Yeah, thank you, Chef. Good day, everyone. Yeah,
Okay.
I really like this project. I like the fact that it was based on giving back. So my question now is the hot wallet, is it available yet? Then
Yes, it is.
Okay, it's available. Then I
Yes.
website that the game there's a part where you can play for free without having the tokens, right?
Yeah, and that's the most important, man. And I it's like it's very
Okay.
often shocking for many people from crypto, but in our game you can basically forget about all this financial and crypto layer. You can just forget. You can just come and play and have fun and race and just do a lot of things that you do in a normal games. The financial and monetization layer in the game and in general, this is our vision for the whole gaming ecosystem, is that the financial layer is just something added that you can choose to use. It's not like you have to buy NFT for $1,000 in order to earn $10 daily, and then you can click on something. It's just you come to the game, you play, you have fun, you can invite your friends. But if you want to use the economical features and financial layer, then you are free to do so. Yeah, and and you were asking about the hot wallet. So about that, we are also really right now we are gathering feedback on everything. So really inviting you to register to our hot wallet, and from all the people that will register from today till the end of tomorrow, we will draw 2 people that will get a prize in our ecosystem token, right? So I really encourage you to come register, and maybe you'll be like the lucky person.
You said something about register. Where are they going to be registering?
Sorry?
You said something about register. You said they should go register somewhere.
Yeah, we will post the link after the AMA to our hot wallet system.
Oh, okay. So for them to get access to the link, how do we get access to the link?
I will share the link with you, and because I don't think I can post on this House of Wealth community channel.
Okay.
I'll share the link with you,
cool.
and you can share the link with everybody.
Yeah. You guys gonna post on your Discord? Or okay, so you're gonna share with me. Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. We actually AMA sessions are actually scheduled to run for 30 minutes, and we have exceeded 30 minutes because there's so much question and so many things to talk about. Especially, I think it's normal why there should be so many questions, because this is more like the Amazon of games, or like the fever of games, and because that is like a whole lot, because this is an ecosystem that provides value for both gamers and also gaming developers. But I want to ask just one question, like in passing, is if I'm a gaming developer, because I know there are a couple of gaming developers on this AMA right now. If I'm a gaming developer and I want to develop my game using the stock engine, are there processes I need to go through? What are the processes like?
So you do not develop a game on the Stonk engine. You can connect your existing game, and that's any game you make, to our monetization features. And it's actually quite simple. Integration is no longer than just a few hours. We are using a very simple API connector. And through API, you are able to connect your game to our ecosystem and take part in the possibilities that monetization has to offer.
Awesome. So how do you bring value to the Stonk token, which is like, I know it's coming up later on, but how does the Stonk engine get value, the Stonk token get value?
No, it's like there are many things in there, but I'll let Stan speak.
Cool.
Yeah, so generally we focus on the utility of the token because there needs to be utility in order to create value. So first of all, as we said earlier, that the game developers can create their own games, and they can create their own in-game token, but they can also use STNX in their economy. So this is the first utility. The second utility is that game developers can use the STNX token as an in-game currency. So if there is like hyper casual mobile game like Solitaire or anything, just very simple, they can just use it in order to enable PvP, right? So people can play for money, and this model has proven to be very interesting for many games. The third thing are all the rewards and all the prize pools and everything in the ecosystem will be happening with use of the STNX token. Game developers will be able to back in-game assets with the STNX. So whenever a new game comes, the amount of tokens in the circulation will be smaller and smaller. The other thing is obviously staking, which is pretty standard, and there are two the most important utilities that we are focusing on. First one is that all the fees from the ecosystem, because the game developer that creates a game, we are not taking any money upfront. We are believing that we share our technology, and later we can share the revenue that comes from the game, right? So we'll be taking small fees from all the transactions that take place in the game, and all the fees that game developers generate will have to come our way in STNX. So even if they have their own token, right, they have to get back fees to us in STNX. So it will create a high demand on the token. Yeah, and the other thing is something pretty well known in the crypto space, which is in-game benefit system. But so this, everybody knows this model that you get the token, you don't have to spend it, but you just lock it, right? But the bad thing about this is that in many ecosystems, like for example Chronos, etc., it works in a way that you lock a token, but you get some token in a reward, which in the long term creates inflation, and it's bad for the whole ecosystem. In our world, if you have, for example, 100 STNX in your wallet, which is like $10, you have access to additional game modes, to additional whitelists, to some, to better perks in some games, to some hidden chats in our ecosystem. You get multiple benefits that gamers love, that does not create any inflation, and that does not, make any, sell pressure on our token, right? So this benefit system will be very wide. It will be accessible for everybody, and it will cost literally nothing. It will be only based on the fact that you have some token in your wallet.
Cool. Like, this is like so many utilities embedded in just you guys, the token. That this is expository to me. Like, I'm mind blowing. It's big indeed. So guys, we'll be wrapping up right now, but before we run off, they have there's going to be a raffle for those who are going to be picked to win the STN tokens, and Stan is going to provide a link later on, and also I'm going to be picking about 3 winners for the whitelist token NFT. So that is going to be after the session, because we are already 40 minutes down in the AMA session as well. So we're going to be picking 3 winners for that. But before that, I would like to know if Shemik has any last words to say, anything you want us to focus on, anything you want us to do, and also to hear last words from Stan as well.
So, thank you for having us, first and foremost. It's been great talking to you. It's been great taking your community's questions. We are inviting you to join our Discord server, to meet the people who are backing us. And then, of course, my last words are the same every time. if you know any game developers or are a game developer yourself, then please join us on Discord, contact us through support, and we can already start, integrating your game to a couple of features, working out the model with you. We are open to working with people, so get on up on our Discord and join us. And that's it for me. Thank you again for having us.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thanks for sure.
The message from me is that, guys, we really value, as we mentioned before, we deliver the technology, and this is our main goal. So we really value the feedback from the users, because everything we make is for the users and for the gamers and for the game developers and for the investors, right? So if you have any feedback, if you have any ideas, we have a lot of moderators on our Discord channel. There is literally a place to discuss everything. So we would love to gather feedback. We, as Przemek said, we are also, love to make new partnerships, to get people on board, to create the project with us. So really join our community, have fun with us, share feedback, and to the moon.
Amazing. It was an amazing time and an amazing session. Thanks so much, Shemek, and thanks, Stan, for giving us and sharing out of your wealth of knowledge and expertise and competence in this gaming industry and the entertainment world, bringing it to the space of Web3 and trying to make this evolution and revolution. It's something that is really needed in such a time as this. Thanks so much for your time, and every one of you guys who connected on the call and connected on this voice charts. I want to say a big welcome and thanks to every single one of you connected from wherever you connected. The session is actually recorded, and we're going to have the recording probably in a couple of hours or tomorrow, and it's also going to be uploaded on the channel. For those who couldn't hop on the voice charts right now, can always watch the video recording and also get to understand what Inside Stonks is all about. Like, the ecosystem is quite huge and it's big, and it's something I'm actually going to be rooting for, and I'm actually going to be investing in as well, and encourage those of us who are on to actually want to look more into it and get on board as well. Information are going to roll out in the next couple of days for us as well. Okay, guys, thanks very much and have a blessed evening, everyone.
Thank you very much, man.
Again.